special treat. 2 days in a row, we're here with Dana Sardano of the Ubuntu Room. And yesterday we gave away a mug on the root chakra. And today,
Oh, by the way, Linda won the mug. She wrote in and won the mug. I got
Yay!
And today you've got some other special giveaways.
Yeah. So before I show you, everything comes with a story. Over the time where I'm giving mugs away, when I talk about the chakras, I have a couple of paintings or prints of paintings that have affirmations like I am worthy, I am aligned, and but these don't really correspond with the chakras, but I wanted to give them away anyway. So this is I am the captain, about being the captain of your own life, of your own ship. It's actually the cover of a book that I illustrated with my old business partner. She created a series of 16 short stories about how she overcame the muck to live a magical life, and I illustrated each image for each story. And this is one of my favorites just because it's cute. So I am a rock star. This one, right? This is for all of us who have rocked through the suck to get to an awesome place. So I'm giving them both away today, right? I want one.
I want one.
I want one. So just, I want one. All right. Yeah, well, you are a rock star. So there it is, mama. So, okay. So we're down to one. I want one.
she wants one.
Oh, we're down to zero. So next, sorry about the coffee.
You almost got your coffee
That
on the
was
floor.
close. You had it in hand. So until next time.
Until next time, they're the giveaways. I want one. It's very simple. I just want one.
Yep.
I
And
think-
I have a couple good ones. I have, like I said, I have one that's I am worthy, and I have another one, I am aligned, and I think I am worthy is perfect for the solar plexus chakra, and I am aligned is perfect for the third eye chakra, and then I've got other surprises for the crown chakra when we bring it home, and that's it, and that's all.
Isn't it interesting that women assume the other woman feels like they're unworthy? A girlfriend sent me a whole text. I help teach people, and she's a therapist, how to find their inner strength and to show that they're worthy and they don't need outside people to validate them. And I'm thinking, that's like an assumption that the person you're talking to on the other side does not feel those things, that they need your help. So why do you think people assume that other women need outside validation?
I think most people, not just women, they project how they're feeling. So if I've had unworthiness at any time in my life, or I'm currently feeling that way, well, I have every right to assume you feel that way too.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
It's the whole projection that someone you're talking to may not feel the way you think they're feeling.
Yeah.
But you're projecting, you're assuming they do. And it's a whole conversation. And I think maybe, I don't know what chakra that goes into on actually verbalizing your voice. That's what right? And it's that thyroid, it's that third chakra, and so many women have thyroid disease.
Well, if you join this, if you join her, what she's talking about, then you become part of that group, and so one turns to two, two turns to four, and all of a sudden you have a group of people that turns into an army of people, and maybe you start feeling good about yourself again.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't let the outside world bring you down. And make you feel less wanted or self-valuable. And I mean, that's the whole idea of this philosophy. That's why she's so contagious.
Her energy is
Like a
so
disease.
contagious. I was listening to a meditation this morning talking about finding your peace and not letting the outside noise take your peace. And here's your favorite word, boundaries. Whatever boundary you feel you need to put up to maintain your inner peace and give the rest to God, you should do for self-preservation.
Yeah, and I just, when you mentioned the throat chakra, I just have to circle back, and you heard me yell in your ear, you're welcome. I was saving it for when we talk about the throat chakra, but you're right, so many women have thyroid disease, and I had thyroid cancer. Like I said, saving it for another day, but when I was 25, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and I even understood then, before I was as wise as I am now, I understood then that, because I was stifled in my, sense of authenticity, sense of speaking my truth and all that. And again, it's predominantly women. Men, you hear a lot of prostate stuff. That's all that the lower stuff. You know what I mean? The root and the sacral.
Why do you think men, I understand women, I guess because I'm a woman, I understand how we feel stifled, whether we are or not, we feel that we were, right? And that people were unheard and get interrupted all the time, and you sit back and let men have their say. Why men on, like you? I sit back and I let you say everything.
You missed the eye roll. It was epic.
I'm kidding. But why men in the prostate area. I don't understand what that chakra is.
So that is, I think, mostly root and sacral, because they overlap. We were
Okay,
talking yesterday
right.
how the solar plate, like they're all intertwined. I think. Remember, I don't know everything. Yes, I do. But I don't know everything. But the masculine energy and the female energy, they're very different. The women are the nurturers, the intuitives, and the creatives. The men are the doers, and they're the protectors, right? So when they're young, whatever their dysfunction or damage is, it affects that aspect of themselves, and that becomes imbalanced and extreme. So I would think that, like, when we have lower chakra damage, it affects us in the ways that we said. Well, if that's the masculine energy, it's going. So if it affects their survival, because that's what that is, it affects their sense of safety, their sense of being living without fear. It becomes exacerbated, and all of this is energy. I mean, Lorena will tell you.
Yeah.
So this is all energy. So when this energy is stagnant, I'm just talking about the emotional components. But ultimately, if it's not realigned, it will then evolve into physical manifestations. Thyroid cancer, all sorts of sacral stuff. I mean, you talk to women all the time, right? How many fibroid tumors in the house? How many cysts? You know what I mean? That's all sacral stuff. So it's just, I think, the nature of the beast. No offense.
That's okay. Not taken. There are those of us that handle pressure differently.
Yeah.
There are those of us that don't listen to the outside noise as sacred religious belief. And there are those of us that say, okay, let them, and let's move on.
Let them.
I don't have time. You know
Yeah.
that the average human lives 75 years. For a male, is 70.
Yeah.
So if you think I have time to hang around and worry about that noise, think again. And I'm just going to look at you and say, okay, moving on. Just move on.
You're an
Don't let
anomaly.
this and
He's
don't
an
let
He's
anomaly.
like a unicorn, I know.
Yeah, he's a unicorn.
But think about it. If you spend so much time up here thinking about, boy, did that guy just say something that really hurt me? Then you're gonna miss the real deal. You're gonna miss what's up here today. You're gonna miss what's out there today. You're thinking so much here that life is passing you by. Man, don't do that. Don't do that.
He's so cute.
Just be real. Be real. And here is real.
This morning they were talking, I was watching the Today Show, that Novartis is doing a push for prostate cancer awareness with Gronk. And it's really cute about protecting your tight end. So it's really a kind of a cute thing that they put together for prostate cancer because, and now you're talking about, it's funny how it's in alignment, that it's such a simple test, but you're even going to, before the diagnosis, of clearing some chakras, so we don't even get to that. But yes, man, check your PSA. It's as simple as a blood test. Simple.
Yeah. I think, again, we're all just, men and women, we're designed differently, but the energy is the energy, and it's going to affect the men in the prostate. It's going to affect us in the like I said, the reproductive sort of.
Jeez.
The no-no stuff.
No.
Just don't swallow the poison. Don't swallow the pill, and live life to its fullest.
Yeah,
And sort
totally
of enjoy what you do. And the only one, don't be that person that says, I just don't do it well enough. So it's great, it could be a little bit better. You want to do that for yourself, that's fine, but don't do it because somebody else is telling you, oh, you stunk. That wasn't good enough. Just don't buy into that.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. In the long run, you'll understand. I wish when I was their age, I understood that because I was swallowing the bad pill. And I didn't think I was ever good enough. And I went to NYU, not good enough. And I graduated and I've had 2,000 jobs, not good enough. Not good enough. Not good enough. And that's not true. It is good enough. But it's according to what you can do and what you believe in. And I love to watch when people finally understand you, how they light up. And they go, you know something? I get it.
Well, Dana's energy is infectious.
Absolutely.
You lit the whole studio up yesterday.
You think?
I'm still recovering from the high energy. Yes,
You lit the fire.
you did.
You did. So when they all came out, they were on fire. They were grabbing mics and moving around and interviewing people. It just went off the deep end.
I appreciate that they had their own brand of magic, but clearly when I talk my stuff, I mean, I don't know what drives me. Like, there's definitely some sort of purpose.
What is your mission? What is your, I don't want to say end game because I don't want it to end, but what
Yeah.
are you looking to do? To grow awareness, to promote what?
So my mission is really to help people. Sorry, I'm like put my back to you. Is really for everybody who can hear my voice to understand that the power is in your hands to create the life that you desire. Like Freddy said, that nothing is outside of you. Like, don't allow this to affect the peace of this. That's my mission. My goal, my end game, if you will, is to give people like Oprah and Mel Robbins and Louise Hay and then all those guys. And, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but to give them a run for their money. Like, I want my own couch, I want my own show, and I want to be able to sit with people, do Q&As, and help people untie their knots one by one, and maybe a giant audience as well. That's my end game.
Well, I got to ask you, in the sports arena, they talk about being
an arena will be good.
In the zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Your paintings, it begins with that small ripple effect.
Yeah.
And then you start, and then do you get yourself into a zone when you're doing what you're doing?
You're talking about the paintings or
All
the
of it.
oration?
All of it, because when you bring the paintings, it begins.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it begins outside, and I'm wondering, do you get into that zone when you start? Because I mean, I see the way you present.
Yeah.
And everybody begins to, they get closer. You ever notice this?
I love that you say that.
But it's true.
Continue.
And they get closer, and they get closer, and then the next thing you know, you say, okay, tune in next week, because you can sense they're getting closer. So I'm asking, do you purposely get yourself in that zone when you're doing your thing?
I think I'm going to include the painting. Anything that I do that isn't in alignment, but is connected to my heart, to my passion, to my purpose, you can get in your head. Like when I'm driving, like to your place on like a Wednesday, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? What order? Because I know that I've got a window. Like what am I cutting out? Whatever, and then I just take a breath because I know that if I just breathe and just allow it to come through me rather than from me, it just comes through. So I get in the zone because it's gonna sound so witchy and woo, but I open my channel so it comes naturally. So yes, no, and yes at the same time.
At the same time.
Sounds like exactly what Sally does.
Yes, I was just going to say that. I
Yeah.
lived this last night. That's what Sally does.
Yeah.
And that's also what Sarah Spiritual does last night. These individuals get into a zone. And it's funny because you're talking to them, and then when it's showtime, they turn off and then they turn back on. Yeah. And it's just a whole different era. So G-Man does Sarah Spiritual on Wednesday nights, and he came in yesterday, and he saw your painting of the elephant.
Oh.
And he went, and he's looking at it, and he sits down, and he says, where'd that come from? Because he hasn't seen it before.
Right.
And I said the whole thing of where it came from and got to put it up there. He says, that's a powerful message. I don't know what it is that was to him.
He loves this. Your elephant is his favorite, I think.
It is. That elephant is beautiful. And it's funny because he sat down and he was admiring it, the strength and everything else that goes with it. There's just so many messages that you can take from people. You know, good, bad, or indifferent. And I'm not saying it's always good. There's some people who are negative influences, and you end up thinking the wrong way.
Yeah.
But when it's good, man, I'm gonna tell you, there's no feeling in the world like waking up to the good.
Yeah.
And saying today is gonna be a great day, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. When that happens and you're home, it just changes. And I think Jody yesterday, she was beginning to feel that vibe. When I told her we were gonna walk down I-95 as a gang of hundreds of thousands of us and shut it down. You have the power to do that.
Yeah.
If you want it. But you gotta want it.
Yeah. Man, can I offer a message to your peeps?
Absolutely.
Camera one, camera two. No, I'm just kidding. This is really, really important because you're talking about how your people like Sally and like open the channel. And what does that mean, right? Open the channel to allow it to flow through. And that is why the chakra conversation is so important, because we have to align everything and clear out the gunk that blocks that energy coming through. I'm now, because I've done so much work, I am now able to just take a breath and just kind of slow down the heart rate and allow it to flow through. But many of us are thinking about something else. What's next? Or what did I say that was stupid 3 weeks ago that still haunts me? Or what's going on over here? What bill do I owe? Or what fight did I do? Whatever it is that's blocking all that, so it doesn't flow through so easy. So if we all, again, can look at our stuff and just kind of eliminate what doesn't serve us and clear out the gunk, it may not look like Sally. I can't do what Sally does. You know, I have a friend who not not only channels directly, but she that energy talks through her. Like, I've seen some like powerhouse historical figures, I won't mention any names because I don't like to name drop, but I've seen her become them because her channel is so clear. Mine is just a free flow of allowing the energy. Like, I don't do anything really magical, but we all have our own brand.
But I think you do something magical, because I'm sitting here listening. Sarah and Sally offer guidance from the angels.
Yes.
They receive messages, they impart their wisdom, and it's up to you to interpret them, to follow through, right? That's free will and choice. You're opening up people's channels and blockages to either bring in the messages from Sarah and Sally and help that flow, or find your inner strength and dig deep and unravel your own knots.
Yeah.
With your own ideas and your own memories and your own past, present, going forward into the future. You're doing the work. You're not just receiving the messages, because now you got to do the work. Now you got to make it happen. Right? If Max tells me I'm going to win $1 million, well, it's not going to come down from the sky. I either have to go buy a lottery ticket.
Yep.
I need to go to work. I need to inherit it. Like, somehow it needs to come to me. I just can't sit in my house and wait
hands.
for it, right, to magically appear.
Yeah.
You allow people the wisdom and the ways to do the work.
Yeah, you teach them to fish.
Exactly.
Teach them to fish. I could throw fish at you all day long, but then tomorrow, what you got?
And that's why your gift is different. It can all be used synergistically together.
Is it special?
But your gift is magical and special. Yes. So special.
Am I your favorite?
You're so special. Yes.
I talked to my sister in the morning now, because today was 7 degrees. Tomorrow's going to be 5 degrees. And by Sunday, it's going to be -1 degree.
Don't you miss it?
So I call her. I text her and said, hey, this is the weather. So she says to me, forget about that. She says to me, who was that chick on the show yesterday? It's my sister from New York. That's the way she talks. And I said, who? And she was talking about you.
Oh.
She said, she lit me up. I said, she what? She lit me up. I said, what does that mean? She says, my day was fantastic. I went to all my coworkers. She works at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. And she only goes in once a week now because of the weather. They don't have to come over. And she said, I said, check this. And apparently she was playing the show to all her coworkers, and they all agreed to one thing. They all have, whatever you were talking about yesterday, they got to straighten that out.
The root chakra.
I know. First of all, is that the sister that dressed you like a girl? I just wanted to say that again out loud.
Wow.
You put mascara on
Yes.
you.
See, the only thing that,
Yes, that is
You're
true.
a pretty princess.
That is true. My sister wanted a sister. My sister wanted a sister. She dressed me. But that's not the point.
Okay.
The point
Okay.
is that she's not even in Florida. She's in New York, freezing.
That's so cool, though.
And she saw the show yesterday, and she was like saying, wow, who is that chick? And I said, chick. She said, who is she? What is this? What is going on? Because she's seen Sarah Spirit. She's calling to the show. She's seen Sally. But she had never seen that segment. But yesterday, something lit up people. Everybody looks at the show. They say, what was that? What happened?
What happened?
It was like an eruption.
because everyone's waiting to find out what chakra they have blocked. They're like, what's next?
Yeah, because
They're
it's
tuning in.
about you. Like the stuff that I'm doing, I'm just trying to get you to look at yourself through my, explaining it. I have friends that could do all that magical stuff, like Sarah, right? And Sally, and how they, like my friend Wendy, she's amazing. And she sees the signs and symbols and she gives them to you. And then you have to figure it out. But I'm teaching you how to decode that. I'm teaching you how to, figure it out. And once you learn to figure it out, you stop looking outside of yourself. You stop going to the psychic or wherever it is you're going for external validation, like you mentioned. You stop doing that because you are confident and solid in your own foundation. You see how excited I get. Like, I want everybody to have what I'm having.
Decode the woo.
Decode the woo.
You're
All right.
home.
I had 2 cups of coffee, by the way. I'm ready
Yeah,
to flip
but-
This is
table.
more than coffee.
But you're home,
Yeah.
and it's hard because we get a lot of these kids that come through the program, and they get tired of me telling them, come on, you're home. You got to get it. You got to get it. You got to understand what home means. And I'm hoping that maybe they'll listen to what home looks like as opposed to what it means with their ears. Maybe they can see it there. Maybe like G-Man saw the elephant. Maybe the light turned on for him and he gets where he's going. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, you got to walk the walk because there's a lot of people out there talking the talk, and then you peel back the curtain and you're like, ooh, you're saying this and you're doing that. Well, we're seeing it all over Hollywood. We're seeing it all in,
That's right.
you know, not to get too like political, but we're seeing the veil drop,
Yep.
and everybody's deep, dark, dirty secrets are starting to come to light.
That's right.
There's comfort in knowing that I walk the walk, and you could do all the research you want, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth.
If you're honest, then you don't have anything to fear.
Throat chakra.
That's right.
All right, how do people find you?
You could find me at ubuntufishgallery.com and anywhere on social media because I can't keep the yappers shut. I'm there.
Excellent.
Check her out. You can always find her live at our studio on Wednesdays
yeah,
or
that
wherever
too.
else we're going to be doing a pop-up. Her artwork is all over the studio. It is all for sale. It is all magical and special. It's just what resonates with you. It's color and energy, and there's so much more I got to find out about Dana, but we got time, so more to come.